Strip mining is a surface mining method that is typically used to mine coal when the deposit is relatively flat, lies close to the surface, and is thick or in multi-seams. The name strip mining comes from the way the coal is mined out in sequential strips, which run parallel to each other and are between 50 meters to 100 meters wide and several hundred meters long. Relatively little work needs to be carried out to prepare the mine site, so costs are lower and production rates much higher than in underground coal mining. As an example, coal strip mines can produce up to 40 million tons per annum from a single operation, compared to typical underground coal mines which only produce up to about 10 million tons per annum. The strip mining method can be split into four basic processes: pre-stripping, drilling and blasting the overburden, stripping the overburden, mining the coal. The first stage is pre-stripping the area that will be mined. This involves removing vegetation and topsoil from the area to be mined, using heavy earth-moving equipment such as bulldozers and scrapers. The topsoil is stockpiled in an area where it won't be disturbed and is used when mining is finished to rehabilitate the mining area. The pre-stripped area is left in a flat, smooth condition, ready to be drilled and blasted. Overlying the coal seam is a layer of barren rock called overburden, which needs to be removed before the coal can be mined. The first step is to drill a grid-like pattern of blast holes through the overburden to the top of the coal seam. Shot firers load the holes with explosives, usually with a type of explosive called ANFO. The shot firer connects all the charges together with a firing cord, and when the area is safe, he fires the shot. After the overburden has been blasted, it is removed and dumped in spoil piles. The most characteristic type of overburden equipment is the dragline, which is a huge electrically powered mobile machine with a large bucket suspended from the end of a long boom. The bucket size of most draglines is about 50 to 60 cubic meters, which is big enough for a vehicle to drive into. The dragline sits on top of the blasted overburden, which has been smoothed out into a flat, compacted area by bulldozers, and digs up the area in front of it, stacking the overburden in spoil piles in the old empty strip that runs alongside the strip it is working on. The dragline continues this process as it retreats all the way down the length of the strip. The spoil piles created by the dragline are so high that they usually tower above the coal seam. As a result, the coal is mined out of a sort of canyon with a high wall of solid rock on one side and a low wall of spoil piles on the other side. Ongoing geotechnical studies determine the safest angle for the high wall and low wall to be formed at. When the top of the coal seam has been uncovered, it is ready to be mined. In some cases, the coal is either so thick or so hard that it can't be mined until it has been blasted in a similar manner to the overburden. When the coal has been blasted and broken up, equipment such as electric shovels are moved into the pit to start mining the coal. The pit is the active area where the coal is being mined from, which changes over time as coal is mined and new strips are developed. The shovels dig coal from the coal face and load it into the waiting haul trucks. These can carry up to 240 tons of coal. The trucks haul the coal up the ramp, which is the road leading from the pit up to the natural surface level, and take it to the crushers where it is dumped. From this point, the coal is transported away by conveyors for further processing. The trucks then return to the pit to pick up another load of coal. When the coal has been completely mined out of each strip, a long empty pit is left in the ground. The mining process begins again, and the dragline uncovers the next adjacent mining strip, filling the empty pit with overburden material. This is a very general overview of the strip mining process. In practice, the techniques used at each mine will vary in numerous ways, but these basic processes are characteristic of all strip mines.